Hello, I'm your music teacher, Mr. Durante, and welcome to our Hot Topic of the Week.
This is maybe going to be totally awesome!
Our essential question is, how do we read music? Our learning target is, I can read, identify, and understand whole notes and whole rests. Before we do that, let's start with a story. A story that is a wholesome story. A story that has a whole lot of detail. And also a story who has a whole lot of whole notes and whole rests.
After a long day of wholehearted work, I decided I needed a whole lot of sleep. While I was sleeping, I dreamt that I fell in a hole. And that hole was filled up with whole notes and whole rests. I then woke up, poured myself some expired honey nut toasted oats, which actually kind of looked like whole notes. I added some whole milk, and it sure was a wholesome breakfast. I have no idea why I'm even telling you this story, so let's get back to the learning, shall we?
First, to understand whole notes and whole rest, let's first take a look at what they look like. Here's a whole note. It sort of looks like a hole. And here's a whole rest. And here's a whole rest on a staff. So what does it mean when we see a whole note or a whole rest? Well, simply put, a whole note is a sound that lasts for 4 beats, whereas a whole rest is a silence that lasts for 4 beats. We can vocalize a whole note like this. Ta. When you do that, make sure you're not going ta. If we see a whole rest, well, we can just simply do this. Easy as that. Let's say we want to clap a whole note. The problem with clapping is that it only makes a sound for just a little bit of time. So I like to fake it a little bit and do something like this. Go ahead and watch. Ta. See how I kind of slid my hands like that? Let's try it at home. You'll clap your hands together and you'll hold them together while you're sliding and saying our whole note pattern. Ready, set, here we go. Ta. Perfect. And we can show a whole rest by doing something like this with our hands. You can even say the words rest, but just in your head, like this. If we want to play a whole note on a snare drum, we have to remember that it's just going to sound like this. It's not going to hold out. So we have 2 options for a whole note on the snare drum. The first one is we just strike the drum 1 time and count to 4, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But the other way, to make it seem like the whole note is lasting for all 4 beats, we can do something called a buzz roll, which sounds like this. For instruments that use air, for example, the recorder, what we want to do is just blow a steady stream of air through the instrument while in our heads counting to 4. Something like this. Notice that I did not choose to do this. Yucky.
Keep it down in there. I'm on a Zoom meeting.
Okay. For string instruments, such as the guitar, all we have to do is keep the strings vibrating for 4 beats if we're playing a whole note, just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we want to show a rest, we just mute the strings when we want to show that rest. So here's a whole note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. 2, 3, 4. It's as easy as that.
It's as easy as that.
To play a whole note on the piano, all we have to do is press and hold down the key for 4 beats. After watching this video, you should know everything there is to know about whole notes and whole rest. So before you go, let's try out one exercise. What we're going to do is we're going to clap and say 4 whole notes, followed by 4 whole rests. Just clap along with me, and if you need to try it again, just rewind the video so you can give it another shot. Okay, get ready. Remember, we're going to start off with 4 whole notes. Remember to clap and slide, and also use your voice to vocalize the sound of the whole note. Okay, ready, set, here we go. Ta, 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 ta. Rest, 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 rest. Good job, everybody. Thanks for tuning into my video. See you guys later.
It's as easy as that.